how important is gift giving in your relationship? My name's Cami, this is Man Frand, and another episode.
This is Georgia.
And Georgia has decided to join us.
She loves her daddy. She loves her daddy. She's my baby.
She does love.
She might freak out in a minute, too.
Yeah, she might bite you.
I don't care. I love her.
So we did just see Alex Trebek passed away. I know we had just previously been talking about that. That's so sad.
It is sad.
That's really sad. Okay, so exchanging gifts with your significant other. This is kind of a little bit talking about the rules, not the rules, the love languages. And the more that I've known you, or the longer I've known you, I really think that you have a huge fascination with gift giving, or not fascination.
Fascination makes it sound very bad.
I think how you give love is through gifts. I really believe it. And I've started to realize that about you. So one of the things that we talked about yesterday was, you know, around this time of year, we kind of give each other lists about what we kind of want for Christmas. And I had mentioned to you that...
Oh, I didn't know this was going to be...
I had mentioned to you that I wanted to... wanted your list, right? Because you had asked for mine. And your response... George, honey, she's going to...
I'm trying to get her away so she doesn't knock down stuff.
And...
Oh
my gosh. Get down.
There we go.
And we had mentioned...
Oh, and there goes the lamp. Georgia! Oh my gosh.
Please get her.
Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Say bye to everybody. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, she's just messing with everything. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. So, one of the things with me and you is we always do these lists for each other and the gift giving and all of that. He's just putting the vacuum cleaner in front of the door so she won't mess with it. And yesterday I asked for your list and you said, yeah, sure, no problem. By the way, I don't want any electronics or any cleaning gifts this year. And, well, basically I got my feelings hurt. I felt like I had not given good gifts in previous years. And so I think we think very differently when it comes to gift giving.
It turned out yesterday we do.
We think so differently. So my question for you is, how important is gift giving in your relationship? Is it very important to show that you care and deepen your connection when it comes to gifts?
Okay. I will say, I mean, my two things I think for people are acts of service and the gift giving. Now, It's not like I got to buy expensive gifts or anything else, but I do take pride in the gifts I buy, that there was thought, and that it's not just, you know, anything. No. I buy it with thought in mind.
Yeah.
From comments, conversations prior, and something typically that'll be used. And getting gifts, I do not, you know, it's not a massive thing with me. I do have a list, but our family's grown up, and maybe others have, to where before Christmas you might make a long list. And that doesn't mean you're getting everything on it. It's like, hey, these are things I want. It's like a kid, which I know I'm almost 40, but like a kid going through the old Sears catalog back in the day and circling, oh, these are things I'd like to have for Santa to bring. So you make a list. These are things that you might be saving for, or items like that. I'm just, the quick thing on our conversation, yes, it was two different things, and there was apologies and conversation after that. My thoughts from what she said, when she just asked what I wanted, I could have said yes and just sent a list. And that's probably what I should have done. I just keep an Amazon one going. But what I did was, in my head, I felt like I was narrowing down stuff. I was not offending any prior gifts because I am a clean freak and the house cleaner mostly and things like that. She has bought me like robotic vacuum in the past, and then the version that mops in the past. And then I know she was looking at getting like a somewhat security camera type system. And right now, it wasn't, I was saying I don't like the gifts. I'm like, I don't need any more, basically, because we have everything now. So I looked at it like I'm saving her from spending money on something that truly we don't need in the house anymore. I felt I was helping to narrow it down so you don't spend time researching like I would do on something. I asked her gifts. She, you know, and she's always great about giving me what we asked for. And it's something that share with parents or other people who might get gifts. It's kind of, here's a list. things you might want. And she gives that to me and, might or might not get it, so it's just.
So it's very important, what you're saying.
I think if you're going to go spend your hard-earned money, then it's neat to have like a surprise gift they didn't think about or whatever else. But I think it's also cool to give them something that, hey, they got something on their list they've been saving for or, want to get, but they're not going to spend with their paycheck money to get. So I'm going to do that for them, So that's kind of my thing. I think there's a lot of thought behind it.
Yeah, I think so differently. Like for me, I think of gift giving as like, kind of like a bonus. You don't always get it, right? I think it's something that you shouldn't know what you get. I think it's something that the other person is getting something for you that they think you'll like. And I think when it's a list, while I understand the thought behind it, I also think it's a little bit bratty.
It could be that way.
I think it's something that like, well, here's the list of things I actually want. Like, and to me, it comes across as like a bit bratty. And so I'm saying that in the sense of like, I think that we just think very differently on it. And I think an open communication, maybe a combination of both things, a surprise item, as well as maybe something on the list. I think that that's the best way to move forward from it.
I mean, I think it's something. The list, it's not saying, I can understand where you see bratty coming from.
Yeah.
I can see where it's taken that way, honestly, just because of the way I grew up. I don't.
Yeah.
You don't get everything you put on the list. The list, I have a birthday that comes up in January. There's other stuff that comes up that's going to be in 2021. Nowadays with technology, we might just save a wish list. Doesn't mean we're going to get it. It's stuff maybe if I get tax returns back or something, I go to that list and pull it. So each year, I ask you because I know there's something you might want or need. When you needed a microphone when we were starting podcasts, that's something you need.
Yeah.
That if you're on a tight budget, you might not be able to do. You're very happy to get it.
Yeah.
Along that, or I had gotten like a little foam barrier, and I did other stuff you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
So I like to do
the combination.
A combination. Hey, there's something from the list you want. Then it's something that shows I've been listening, or a funny memory, or something else, and that's surprise. I think if you give multiple gifts to a person, like the immediate family, then I think there can be this is something I'm just pulling from the list.
Yeah,
and then you don't know you're getting it, and you don't have to. Last year, I told people I didn't want a thing, and it was very condensed, and it was good. I'd rather that money go somewhere else,
Yeah.
That's how it was. So,
No, I agree with you, but if you're someone like me that is a little bit like doesn't do the whole thing when it comes to like being very like it's not like I don't think about gifts. I'm not as thorough as you are. So I found some tips for gift giving, right? And these are things you don't have to do, but if you want maybe an idea for someone that you want to think a little bit outside the box, I think that these are kind of cool. Think about their favorite things or parts of the day that are their favorite, or maybe their favorite hobbies, right? So if I'm thinking about you, some of the things that are your favorite, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you enhance these activities or maybe reduce frustration for them with day-to-day things, right? And it's also very important to consider how important gifts are to your significant other. And that's why I was saying it goes back into the way that you express love, right? So for you, the way that you express love, some of it is with gift giving, just that thought that goes into that gift, right? So I don't know. I think that it's something that because we think so differently on, I think it's important to be very sensitive. Also, remember what Christmas is all about.
It is.
Right?
Reason for the season.
Exactly. So I thought it was an interesting thing because I didn't realize how important that stuff was.
Well, here's 2 points. For one, you mentioned look at their hobbies. Well, here's the thing. Say I was actually avid in mountain biking, or using my bike that's been hanging up, for a while. Well, you might say, oh, he likes biking. And then you're on Amazon and you're like, oh, there's this great deal, where I'm going to get this really awesome, whatever on the bike. Well, Christmas Day opens or whatever, and because you didn't ask that person what they want, you didn't know that in their box for mountain biking, they actually have what they need there. They probably needed a lock that works in all weatherproof or something like that. See, you just spent all your money. It's great you put your thought in, but you just spent that all on something they already have that if you would have asked, then you might have known or researched into a bin. And that was not a specific instance. I just pulled that out. Number two, I think personally, like as I've progressed, because I've always, ever since I was able to have my own money and buy gifts, it was always important that my name is not put on a card of a gift unless I've had some thought or contribution towards it. You know, because when you grow up, I mean, and you're a little kid and your parents say, oh, it's from baby Joseph or whatever else. Well, you know, baby Joseph didn't get out there and buy the present. So when I actually had money and picked out a Santa Claus to buy for my mom, because she collected them at the time, and then I just bought them every year, and now she has an army of them and tells me not to buy them, so I'm on halt for Santas for the past 10 years. Okay, you can wind it up all you want. People like listening. So all I'm saying is, through the years, like at first, you would go down that Walmart aisle when you're in high school, and you see the cute M&M things where you do the hand and the candy comes out, and you're like, oh, she's going to love that. And you buy a lot of shit, and then it ends up being shit that collects dust that was really cute and funny. And then as the time goes on now, it's just in my time, I look for stuff that people will use, which you have given me things I will use. But I look for things that don't have to sit and don't have to be dusted and shit like that. That's my thoughts as I go down.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
I don't know.
Because you brought up an example of mountain biking.
I told you if I actually did it. I mean, right about now with the pandemic, basically you'd have to get pillows for me on the couch. You know, it's like, oh, get me Oreos so I can make myself fatter than I am already.
Oh my goodness.
So right now there are hobbies that are in the garage that sound amazing and will be fun again one day. I use that as an example because there's a lot of accessories if you were to look online and be like, oh, that's cool. But you can't find out if they already have that or a version of that without asking.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's different ways. Either way, it's about love. And in the end, the gift, as long as it shows love, and yours always, you put thought into every gift you give, whether it's a funny coffee mug that you give to dad or a t-shirt to mom or however it is. And same with the jokes to me, along with stuff.
I just feel like you don't appreciate it.
I actually do, and I love it. I mean, your thoughts, like when you originally did the robot vacuum, at first opened, I was like, huh, because it wasn't something I looked at. But then we used the hell out of it.
We have used it for 4 years.
Everybody else's D-bot apparently fails.
But
ours,
mine's still going strong.
that damn thing's a tank down there. And somehow it keeps going. But I do like a quick maintenance on it once a week. Mm-hmm. But the dang thing keeps going. Everyone else is returning there. So either way.
So what's your question for me?
Oh. Well, if you go off love languages then, and yours is physical touch, do I have to buy you anything? Or can I just touch you? I don't have to buy her anything because it's all about love.
That's true.
Okay, well, good. Just saved a lot of money.
My name's Cammy. This is Man Frand. You still have to get me something.
Woo! No.
Okay, will you hit end?